Yeah, listen, that's kind of an easy one. So Dominic Cruz came around from the WEC, and he invented effectively what is a new martial arts style. I mean, he wasn't southpaw, he wasn't orthodox. He essentially stood neutral, like a neutral wrestling stance, right? And he shuffled left or he shuffled right, didn't go back as much or forward as much, but rather circled the entire time. And there was no jab hand. He'd chip away with his left hand or his right hand. And at the time in MMA, that was something nobody could solve the riddle of. So Dominic Cruz would box circles with this weird style. I remember the first time I went to a old school boxing gym, there was straight lines in the ground that you were expected to follow, and then there was a giant circle that you were supposed to circle. And it reminded me, Cruz's style reminded me of that giant circle because that's all he would do. And he'd shuffle back left and right. And I want to say this, I don't really like Dominic as an announcer. He comes across as arrogant and all-knowing and obnoxious. I've had training partners that have trained with Dominic Cruz and they say he's a jerk. And then I've had other training partners that say, well, he might be a jerk to midgets. He's not midgets to big guys. He's not a jerk to big guys, which I find funny. But I got to give him credit for inventing a new style in MMA. And it worked until he ran into Cody Garbrandt. And Cody, what did Cody Garbrandt do? He brought traditional boxing to MMA, or at least at that weight class, right? Before that, those guys can get away with a lot because of their natural speed, their natural athleticism, and Dominic Cruz got away with cheating, right? But like, if you throw that circle style against a boxer who can do everything if he's a skilled boxer, and Cody, put him out, and that was the end of that style. Now, Cruz adapted his style later in life to become more like one of those nuevo MMA guys, meaning like he'd jump in either side, left foot forward, right foot forward, jump in, jump out, circle back, and it was much more of it wasn't as disciplined, but it was much more like a TJ Dillashaw type of style. So all those guys have really interesting footwork, but for the original style bender, if you will, I would call that Dominic Cruz. I don't know why they call that Israel. He literally created a new style of martial arts in early MMA. Forget about the fact that it will never work today. Somebody would do something to him, whether that's double leg him or follow him, or I would have back kicked him, right? As soon as he started circling to his right, my left, I would have slammed a back kick right in his gut and set him on the ground. But the MMA wasn't that advanced back then. People couldn't do a lot of those things. So yeah, I'm going to give it to Dominic Cruz, best footwork, best head movement. I'm going to think about that one, listener, because yeah, head movement can be good in MMA, and a lot of people do it. I got to think about it.